Hey curlies, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is another video here with your girl Cherie on natural beginnings, and today we have a special presentation. As promised, I'm bringing to you the second part in the Understanding Your Natural Hair series. This time we are going in depth about hair porosity, what it is, how can you determine your own hair porosity, what effects that has on the hair, and what you can do about it. I know some of you have come to me regarding difficulties with your hair, being unable to moisturize it, and when you do moisturize it, it's still seemingly dry, or you're having issues with breakage, and you want to know how to fix these things or what's going on with your hair or what you can do. And while I can't give a general consensus on that, it does vary from person to person, I can give you tips on how to overcome some of these things. So if that's something that you've been struggling with and you need a solution ASAP, this video is for you. Keep watching.
First things first, don't forget to like and subscribe.
Let's begin. Part 2 of Understanding Your Hair, Hair Porosity. So, what is hair porosity exactly?
Porosity is the hair's ability to absorb and retain water and water-soluble products. Basically, the hair's ability to absorb moisture and products that are moisturizing. Now, there are 3 levels of porosity: low, medium or normal, and high.
So how do you determine how porous your hair is? There are 3 tests that you can use to figure out your hair porosity: the cup test, the strand test, and the water spray test.
Here I'm going to quickly demonstrate how to perform the cup test. You start off with a clean strand of loose hair, and in order for me to really know that's clean, I decided to dip mine in a cup of apple cider vinegar and rinse it with water and then dry it off. And then I drop it into this jar with water, and you see about 10-15 minutes go by. My hair is still floating at the top, a clear sign of low porosity. There's also the strand test, which is pretty self-explanatory. You're basically taking a strand of your hair, running your fingers up and down to see whether or not you feel smooth or bumpy strands. Now, the strand is considered low porosity if it feels nice and smooth. If you feel rough edges as you go up and down your strand, it's considered to be high porosity. Next, you'll see me demonstrating the water spray test. What I'm doing is taking my spray bottle, taking a section of hair, and spraying until the water absorbs into my hair. Now, in that first section at the end, you can see that it took quite a bit of spraying, and you see the water beads that just sit on top of my hair. Another sign of low porosity.
Now, there's always exceptions to the rule.
Now, when performing any of these tests, there's always a few things you should consider. The temperature of water is supposed to be room temperature. If that's too hot or too cold, that could affect your results. If your hair is not clean, has residue, buildup, oils, that could also affect your results, especially with the cup test.
Let's get into the particulars of each type of porosity.
So in low porosity, the cuticles of the hair strand are very compact and not susceptible to receiving hydration. Water and products will often sit on top of the hair strand and result in product buildup. This in turn results in the hair being quite dry. Consider the pine cone on the left. With the closed needles, that is exactly what's happening with low porosity hair.
Now with medium or normal porosity, this hair type actually absorbs and retains moisture pretty well. There's not a whole lot that needs to be done. It's kind of just a balance game. And this type usually requires the least amount of maintenance. So you got it easy, sis, if you got that normal to medium porosity.
The hair cuticles in medium porosity hair float open and close easily, which allow enough hydration in and also the ability to contain that hydration. This is the perfect balance.
We won't go too far in depth into that because of this. However, if you have questions about your hair porosity and you're unsure, you may fit into that category.
Now consider the pine cone on the right with the open needles. This is representative of high porosity hair. The cuticle floats open and tends to stay more open. There may also be gaps and spaces in between the layers. These curls easily absorb water, often look and feel dry quickly, and are often very frizzy.
So how do we make this porosity stuff work for our curls? Let's get into my tips of do's and don'ts.
If you have low porosity hair, these are musts. Be sure to wash your hairs regularly with a clarifying shampoo that'll remove buildup that sits on top of your strands. Don't forget to add heat during your deep conditioning process. The heat opens up your hair cuticle. Try out some oils that are lightweight. Grapeseed oil, argan oil, and baobab oil, just to name a few. You can also try products that are alkaline based, which will help lift your cuticle, that are lightweight and lead to less buildup, and contain humectants such as glycerin, honey, and coconut. Moving over to high porosity, you have to make sure to do the following. Use extra care when you detangle the hair. High porosity hair is usually in a more fragile state because of the spaces and gaps in the cuticle. Rinsing with cold water will help to seal the cuticle once you wash hair in deep condition. A few oils that are recommended for high porosity hair include jojoba oil, castor oil, and olive oil. These are heavier oils that will do a much better job at sealing. Also try using products that are curly girl friendly, cleansing conditioners, and co-washes. Use stylers that are made with creamier moisturizers and butters and equally protein and moisture rich. You definitely want to avoid products that contain glycerin and humectants and add a protein and moisture balanced regimen to your wash days.
As always, there are exceptions to these rules. Definitely things to consider in trying different products and trying different oils and techniques are the density of your hair, the width of your hair strands. All of these things can play a role in how much product you use or the thickness of those products. So as always, you must feel free to experiment with the tips and the information that I have given you. Keep in mind everything that I said, but always know that every person's hair type and curl type is different. Our strands are different. The thickness of our hair is different. And so some of the things that you may be inclined to or advised to avoid may work for you without causing any additional stress or factors on your porosity level. I really hope this was informative for you. I hope I made it plain. That is my main goal here, and I hope hope you got a lot out of it. If you feel like this was helpful and you know that someone else can use this information as well, please feel free to share. How was that, you guys? Not too bad? Wasn't like a long, boring lecture? Hope not. Please let me know what you think. Drop your thoughts down in the comments. Please hit like if you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed the format, or let me know if you didn't. Feel like this information can help someone else, please, by all means, feel free to share it. And if you still have further questions or you may be confused about things, feel free to drop a note in the comments. And you can also always email me your questions. I do provide personal consultations. You can email me at naturalbeginnings@gmail.com. I'm definitely here, like I said before, to assist with your hair care journey. I've been on mine for some time now, 14 years to be exact, and so I just really want to share with you guys all the knowledge that I have. If this has been helpful, please share and continue to stay tuned. The next part in this series, we will be discussing hair density. Thank you for watching.